You want to say anything bye to the people?
No.
Any sign-offs? No? That's it?
You see me way too much as is.
The point system.
All right. Sorry. Like an angle?
You want more? I could look better.
All right. Now you got the YouTubers on.
Great.
This is Rosenberg's point system.
It's all very rough, guys.
It's the beginning.
This is the very beginning of a point system.
Should make a note that group members, they
Big distinction that groups aren't on here.
All right, so here we go.
Big distinction. This is 97. This is when Biggie and Pac were.
97,
not one today. It's a break.
98.
98.
No, that's why I'm like, hey, that's why.
Okay.
What's up, Minneapolis? 99,
All right. Sorry.
2000.
See, see, it will benefit while it will hurt people like Tupac,
Right.
who only was #1 for like a year or two.
Yeah, right.
It will benefit people like Ghostface for being consistent.
Very true.
Because you can
What's
he'll
up,
pop
Switzerland?
up again. Ghostface will never get a 5, but he'll get a 3
He'll
like
get a
5
3,
times.
yeah.
And he'll end up in a good spot.
Yeah.
Whereas Tupac will end up getting a quick 5 or 4 and maybe one more, but then probably won't come up again.
Right.
Because at that point he wasn't talked about. And in that sense it'll hurt Biggie too. But obviously that's what makes it not perfect. There's some people you could just say are exempt from that because they died.
Right.
It's more relevant for active rappers, to be honest. Which is why I did it, because it supports my Kendrick theory. So, because by this theory, Kendrick and Cole, if they were 1 and 2 for 4 years straight, then Kendrick would have, for example, 20 points and Cole would have 16 points.
Right.
And they would both be all-timers.
Right.
So you already got the Tupac over Biggie conversation. You can see that already.
Well,
It's going from 97 to 2000. I mean, they.
oh, by the way, I forgot though. Here's the difference between Biggie and Pac.
Right.
Biggie's in the top 3 in 94, 95, and 96. Tupac's not in any of them. Because guys, in 94, if you didn't live through it, Tupac wasn't that big in 94. He just wasn't.
Right.
Sorry. Until he signed with Death Row, he just wasn't that big. I mean, he just wasn't that big a deal. I mean, he was good. We all liked him, but no one was like getting tattoos yet.
Right.
It wasn't until All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli that he became, you know,
The global.
the global icon.
Yeah.
Before that, when I Get Around came out, it was just like a dope song, and everyone was like, "Oh, he's dope." Whereas Biggie, Biggie was people were waiting. It was like, when is Biggie's album coming out? Oh my God, he's working with Premier. He's doing this. That just wasn't the case with Tupac. It doesn't take anything away from him. It's just kind of the truth of the story versus revisionist history.
Gotcha.
Nas too. Nas was very heavily anticipated. Like waiting for Nas. Different.
Now, when was Jay anticipated?
Jay was not anticipated.
Is there any point of Southern rappers?
Oh, once we get through the 2000s, it's about to be over for the North.
Where do we put Outkast?
I'm really having a problem with Outkast.
You got it. You got
Or do
it.
you
He
separate
said
three
groups
stacks
though.
somewhere?
He said.
I think
Okay.
I just
Is this-
put groups out because I don't know how to do it. That again, it's the early stages of the system.
So how do we
Maybe
handle
you
groups?
just include group artists too.
You should.
Well, that changes the whole.
Because
That
in
changes.
'98, I mean, that's when Aquemini job.
Right, and
Yeah.
then Andre might then jump into it.
Yeah.
Although I'm not gonna
But
lie,
then who does
he
he
wasn't
knock
gonna
off?
jump in '98. I don't think, because he wasn't ahead of them.
Right.
As dope as he was,
Right.
they really wouldn't jump ahead of people probably
Till
until
2000?
Speaker Box Love Below.
Yeah.
Even though they were amazing the whole time,
Right.
But
I
you
don't
got-
think they would have been separately. Would they have been enough to jump
To do
ahead of
that,
other
yeah.
people? I don't know.
2000s. Damn argument.
Somebody's like Tupac was better than Nas.
Well,
The comments are coming.
that's whatever you like to say to yourself is fine.
Tupac had a larger fan base. Cash Money. What's up?
But it's not
Let's see what people
Cash
saying.
Money. Which rapper from Cash Money would you put here?
I know, hold up.
At one point in time.
Wayne will be in
Wayne,
here.
yeah.
Wayne will have probably 3 years where he gets up a lot of points, maybe
Sure.
4.
Maybe Juvie was up there at some point.
For a second.
Everybody brings up MF Doom.
Well, Doom's amazing.
Everybody brings up
part
MF
of this
Doom.
whole thing is reach. It's
Right,
not.
right.
Reach
That's a
is
good
part
point
of
to
it.
make.
And I love Doom, but it's like a cult. He's a cult act. He's not. And I love Doom, but he's not. You know, it's not the same thing.
So you know what's happening? Because everybody's starting to say like, "Where's Wu Tang?
Right,
Where's
right,
Outkast?"
that's right.
Wu Tang's there. Before this,
who do you
Raekwon's
call
on it a
Wu-Tang?
year. I had Method Man on it for a year. I had Ghostface on it for.
Oh, so you got to show the other part pre '97.
Yeah, this is a preview.
That's just
This here's the preview.
This is the preview, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the previews. Here, I'll throw you a couple more right here. I'll throw you some bonus years right here. Hold on. For the people. I'll show you what the early years look like if you want to know what the early years. The early years are really easy.
So Rakim.
It's all rock in because there was no rappers back then. 87. Even though all the old people think all the rappers should come from when there was only 5 rappers total.
Yeah.
Yeah, they managed to all be from that time that they were all the best ones. It's weird. Now there's thousands of them, but none of them are good. Really strange. 87. Rakim. 5.
We're about to hit 1,000 concurrent.
Yeah.
KRS. 4. Chuck D. 3.
Chuck D.
In 88, guess who's number 1? Rakim Allah. 5. But now Kane drops Long Live the Kane.
Right.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
That's a good argument to make.
Oh yeah, it's great. You can't. KRS still there with 3. Because KRS had the streets on lock. 89. Oh, guess who's number 1? Rakim Allah.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's good. And then I put Kane again at 4. Because he's still pop. Let's be honest, Kane's still going off the year before.
So you know
G-Rap.
how people are right now on Wikipedia trying to figure out these years.
Oh, like to see what happened in those
Yeah, they're
years.
like, yeah, they weren't
There's a link in the
born.
comments right now.
Everybody's saying Wikipedia right now, going,
90.
So
Let the rhythm hit him,
If
Rakim.
it's
Now,
still here, you're
that's a
basically
different
saying
Rakim.
But it's still Rakim.
It's
It's
still Rakim.
That's the thing, and even
Bodying.
though, but that's the thing, even though it wasn't as good an album, my question, Jameer,
I like
was,
that album, though.
no, and it's cool,
Yeah.
but the main issue is, even when Rakim was no longer at his best, if you were in the street in a barber shop and you said who's number 1, everyone was still saying Rakim. They weren't changing their mind all of a sudden, being like, "Oh, Rakim's finished out here." That did not happen.
He was killing people for Let the Rhythm Hit Him.
And he still had bars back then, by the way.
God.
It's just the songs. It wasn't necessarily as cohesive, but it was still bars.
Right.
And now in 90, Cube solo time. Cube starts emerging. 91. Rakim, still number 1. To me. Listen, by the way, a lot of people could argue this. Cube, 4. Now it's time for Face Mob. Scarface.
Interesting.
3.
Is this the changing of the tide?
No, 92 is the last year of Rakim. I still have. You know what? Maybe we should drop it. Maybe it should go down a little bit.
Maybe he should be 4.
Nah, I don't know. I can't do it. Listen, I can change it later. This is rough.
Who's on 92?
Kid
Rakim,
basically gets the best
Cube.
of all time in a 4-year span.
Redman debuts.
Right.
And then 93 is the changing of the guard. 93. Snoop, number 1. And then I have Ray. Oh, no. That's not the wrong year. Sorry. I have Chris, because Chris has come back out again with Return to the Boom Bap. 4. I love that album.
What about is Redman in the wall?
And Meth starts fucking popping from Wu-Tang. Now, Meth, you could argue in a group, how does he count? But Meth was so fucking hot, and they were a collective more than a group, so.
Professor?
Yes, please.
In 92.
Professor knows nothing? Professor making things up as you go along?
Redman 92, is that the what album?
Yes.
Yeah.
Were people talking about it like that?
Yo, everybody's like, Recorder Man, shut up. I'm like, I'm not even talking. I was like, they're like, Recorder Man. I was like, what are you talking about?
Was Redman what the... It wasn't talked about like we found the new, like the future of everything, but every single was fucking.
You got to speak about. Everybody's talking about what's up with LL. When we had that conversation about LL.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, where's LL?
LL's tough because LL would be probably right before here.
No, he's 85.
LL in 85 and 86.
LL
and
is
84,
85.
even 84.
84.
Yeah.
LL's probably in that conversation. But remember, like I said, it just doesn't seem worth it.
Pre-Rakim rap was so...
That's what I'm saying. Like, even though LL was tight, he had moments, like Rock the Bells is tight. Like, it's definitely good. But at the same time, it's like, who are you competing with at that moment? It only starts to be competitive here once Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, and Eric B. and Rakim are out.
I got a lot of big L's coming in.
Listen, guys, I want to say this, and I'm gonna say it once.
Big L.
I love Big L. In fact, I love Big L more than everybody who's saying put in Big L. I remember when he came out. I've followed his entire career from when he was on an interlude on Showbiz and AG's album. I love him. He's not legitimately on the top 10 MC of all time. There's just no way. He just doesn't have a body of work. So half the people saying that don't even have his debut album. They don't even listen to his album. Like he didn't have a big single. He didn't have a big album. He didn't get to mature. He passed away. It's like, just because you pass away, you have to understand, there is a negative to that, guys. Not being on Earth is the downside. It's up, there's upside, but there's a lot of downside. He didn't, like, Biggie got to accomplish all that shit while he was alive. So did, even Pun, for example. Pun will be a negative that he died because Pun's body of work was one amazing album. Then honestly, Pun was really kind of sickly and overly heavy on the second album. Didn't sound as good as he did on the first album. I love Yeah Baby, but it's not close to as good, I think everyone agrees, the first album. And then he died, so like, you just don't have that much. As opposed to, you know, KRS-One and Chuck D and Rakim, who year after year after year after year were putting out albums.
You might have to do an addendum on group because everybody's throwing out groups like Tribe.
I know.
We might have to do like a group. You had to do a group list.
But here's the thing, Tribe's my all-time favorite group.
Right.
But does anyone believe that either Tip or Phife belongs in the top 10 MC list?
Well, no, what I'm saying, like, you might have to do a separate, like, addendum. After you get through this, you're going to have to do a group list.
Popularity-wise.
Say that, yeah.
And Tip's a great rapper, but he's
Yeah.
not like the highest note.
Right.
He's like one down.
Right.
Okay,
Like that one down list, by the way, that one down list is still incredible.
Yeah.
Common, Busta, Q-Tip. Like, we're talking about great people on that list. Busta's not here. And Busta's amazing.
Yeah.
But even when we go through it, by the time, here you are.
Oh, yeah,
Busta's
yeah.
97, but who are you putting him ahead of here? It was the year Life After Death came out. Busta wasn't ahead of Biggie, and that was the year Busta dropped.
Wow, it was
Right.
tough.
That's really tough. Now, before that, you could argue maybe The Coming in 94,
Coming,
95, but
yeah.
it wasn't that big at that time.
But put your hands where that was 97.
That was 97. That was a big album, but again,
big.
like.
Remember, he
Life
says,
After
rest in
Death,
peace to
though.
my people's Notorious. It was
Yeah.
after Biggie died.
Yeah. That era.
But was he bigger
That was
in
a weird
97
era.
than Pac? Or no.
I think Pac, no, because Pac comes back to back. Pac has All Eyes on Me in like 96, and then I think Machiavelli's 97 right after he died.
It's still 90. It's November 96.
97.
What did he?
Machiavelli.
It came immediately after he died.
Yeah.
Got it. He dies in September,
Yeah.
and it comes out in
November.
And then, but then rocks out and is big for 2
Right.
years.
Because it was what, Thug Life in 97 or something like that?
It
All right, guys, been really got to pay for the rest.
Are you still?
Yeah, are you still
Are
down?
you still down?
All right, he's out. Here's the list one more time.
That shit on that.
That was good. That's a good system.
I think I like everybody's like.
It's enough to make people angry for another week.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, everybody's mad. You should see the comments.
Where the fuck is Big L?
I feel like people are judging Big L like on freestyle.
Yeah, I think Big L is the greatest.
Or you want to put
I want to say like one of the greatest punchline rappers. Freestyle. Definitely the greatest rapper. Yeah, of course. Like that's why he revolutionized that style.
Thank
That
you.
was-